Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Barasham Yahushai, Barasham Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Akim. And this is your brother Abawan, back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Barasham Yahushai, Barasham Racha Kwadash. All praises and glory is due. And this is my commentary on the protests that are currently going on in Nigeria right now. Basically, the end bad governance protest. And I did a video going into this. So you had various protests breaking out all over Africa. And realistically, it's all over the world because it's not just Africa, it's also in England, Venezuela, and of course, you also have some other less reported protests happening in Southeast Asia. I believe the Myanmar thing is still going on, right? So the African countries that are currently having those protests: Kenya, Uganda, Zimbabwe, Ghana, and Nigeria. So those are five different countries, and they are all protesting, going into the same thing: the bad governance, right, or the poor governance that's going on in their country. And I believe Ghana, they are protesting about blackouts that they've been having in the country. Basically, the power grid shut down, right? And the reason why the power grid shut down is because it's no secret that it's actually the Nigerian government that's supplying Ghana with its energy, like it's using to power itself, with its electricity. So when that shut down, they began to look to the government to look for a solution. And when they didn't, they decided to start going into protests. And Kenya and Uganda, and also some government and policies that the people didn't quite agree with, right? And it's really realistically just part of Bible Salakia. All these P words always give me a stutter. Bible prophecy. And that is the reason why all these things are happening. And this has been happening for a week now here in Nigeria. But the issue that I had is that I'm trying to look for the best way to structure the video, right? What do I do? Do I, go into it? How do I go into it, right? How do I speak on the things that are happening? And it's just best to just, the spirit just jumped on me to just, just do a commentary, put in my 2 cents, bring out a few precepts, and just leave it at that. And like I said, and even the brother, from New York, brother Yashalam, he has already done a video on this as well, right? Where went into the same things happening, where there are protests going on in the UK and also in Nigeria as well, also in Venezuela as well, right? I was going to point this out because now you have these protests escalating, and realistically, I see it going two ways. I see these protests going two ways, but first, I'm just going to play a little bit of this video. And before I do, let me just declare that this is fair use. I'm not profiting in any way or from this video. Don't even have enough um subscribers to do so, or even get enough views to do so. But I am not profiting in any way from this video. Just showing what's going on in Nigeria right now. You have the world news. This is We On. They already have reporters on ground. They did a whole 11-hour live stream, 11-hour live stream going into the protest and everything that's going on. So let me play a little bit of it. I'm trying to get to the point that actually inspired me to do the video, and it was around here where the police and the protesters were exchanging tear gas. This is even in Lagos. That's this thing. This place is I forgot what they call this. But this is Admiralty Way. It's in VI. This is a different toll gate than the one that had that shooting in 2020. There was Lekki toll gate. This one is Admiralty toll gate. I think it's Carter Bridge. I forget the exact bridge. I don't really go to Ireland that much. I stay on the mainland. Different sections here in Nigeria. But yeah, you have these protests breaking out, and the Nigerian people, which are of course the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, they are expressing their displeasure with the government and the way the government is being run because of the way the president, right, which is the president of Nigeria currently, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is running things in government. And yeah, and the first thing that comes up to my mind is that, you see these protesters protesting right now. You see them going out there to the highways and byways, and showing their grievances, saying their grievances against the government. And realistically, we that are in this truth, and I'm saying realistically a lot, so bear with me, but we that are in this truth, we are also protesting against, this wicked kingdom, right? But we are actually protesting to a higher power and an authority that can actually do something concerning the things that are happening in this kingdom, because the president of Nigeria is a puppet, okay? Bola Tinubu is a puppet, man. Everybody already knows that. That guy that's sitting up there, he doesn't know what is going on. He doesn't know what he's talking about. His policies are no policies. He's just up there. He just sees the presidency as a position to fill, right? That's why you see this country going to hell and back, right? Everything is just going up. The hyperinflation rate has gone through the roof, man. Shit is just expensive as hell out here, you know uh, anyhow, sure, that's just how it is. It's rough out here right now. I'm not even going to lie, it's rough, but the most high how Basham Yahweh is putting us through and keeping us in good case basically. Where like I was saying, right, that's we that are in this truth, the men of the Lord, we are actually still doing protest, but we are protesting to a higher power, right? The power that was set up by the most high Yahweh Basham Yahweh. Let me get that precept. And that should be the book of Isaiah. I think it's Isaiah 51, verse 7. Let me just type it in. Let me just type it in. And this isn't going to be a long video. Just wanted to do this quick in and out, a quick video. So Isaiah 62, verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silent, and give him no rest till he establish until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. That's basically that. That's basically that. So like, yeah, right, like I was saying, and we are protesting, right, speaking against this wicked kingdom. That's what we got the highways and byways to do. Aside, prophesying, of course, right, calling our people to repentance, of course, but at the end of the day, man, we are also voicing our displeasure and speaking against this wicked kingdom and pleading to the Most High, how about Shai to bring in that righteous kingdom. So, yeah, in this truth, he also he protests to the Most High, not to the government and not to the president, right? Appealing to him to basically ease the causes, the suffering, and the tribulation they are facing, that you Israelites are facing in this country, right? Because they are going to this dude, man, this quote unquote president that was set up there, because Jake was thinking that, oh well, if we actually involve ourselves in this election, because hey, let's just say it like it was, man. The election, it was some foul play in the elections, right? And things didn't go as they should have. So ultimately, Jake was thinking that we are going to change this country one vote at a time. We're going to use the polls, right, and use our rights as citizens, as voters, to change the state or the situation in the country. And you quickly realize that your vote doesn't matter. A president can just be placed there, selected and put there. It doesn't matter what you vote, doesn't matter what you decide, because hey, the rigging is far more blatant in third world countries than it is in first world countries. And yes, this is a warning to you Israelites that are up there in Babylon the Great, because hey, it's just a small matter of time before you see some of these other Israelite camps coming out talking about some vote for this candidate or vote for that candidate. I'm looking at the IUIC especially. They are looking like some people that might actually choose to start recommending who you should vote for. Don't be surprised if Bishop Nathaniel starts coming out talking about some this candidate and that candidate, right? But like I was saying, it's just a early warning for you to tell us Israelites that are out there thinking that, oh, if you vote for Kamala, if you vote for DJ, Trump, that somehow, right there, they will make the condition of you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians better, or even just make your condition better. That's not what they are set up for. These elected officials, that is not what they are set up for. They are set up to advance the agenda of the elites. And I don't know how many times they will have to say the same thing, but back to what I was saying, you see these protests going on all over the world right now. You see these protests going on all over Africa, the civil unrest, the anarchy, the protesters on the streets, the looters, like yeah, the rioters, right? The police and the military out there, straight up shooting and killing people because that's happening as well. The protesters here in Nigeria getting shot at and killed by the law enforcement. These things are coming to Babylon the Great. Okay, that's just all this means. Whenever you see eventually Babylon the Great is going to be in the same situation, is going to be in the same position. And brothers are constantly doing videos on that and warning our people of these things. And what you see happening in Nigeria is just a sign of things to come because eventually what you see happening in Great Britain as Slovakia, I bad, in the UK, okay, there's nothing great about those demons, but in the UK, what you see happening there is the same thing. Eventually, you are going to have these protests spill over into Babylon the Great. Eventually, you are going to have anarchy, sedition, the violence in the streets spill over into Babylon the Great. So let me start by getting this precept next. So that is the book of all right, so the book of Matthew, the 24th chapter. Like I was talking about, these are the signs of the end, uproars of the people, like the brother, right, the brother Yashalam mentioned in his own video, and I'm probably also going to get the same precepts. So this is the book of Matthew 24, this is the book of Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall not rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and these are just the things about to come in these last days, the things that are coming, right? Or rather, I should say, Slakia. Okay, I lost my train of thought a little bit, but I should say these are the things that you see happening in these last days. And that's why the scriptures say that, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, which is why you are going to be seeing um people get murdered in cold blood during these protests. You're going to be seeing a lot of rioting, looting, crimes being committed because that's just the times that we're in right now, where nobody is looking at their fellow man with any form of love or affection, but rather with hate and basically what's what I'm looking for. I want to say sadism, but basically that spirit is on them to just bring harm. Okay, so continuing on. So this is the book of Second Esdras 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And hey, at least these protests haven't gotten that violent yet, but when it's but because it could always escalate to that point, and really that's where I see these things going, man, because it's only a matter of there's just a certain level these kind of things get to where Jake just loses it, okay, and eventually it just goes into complete anarchy. That's when you start seeing the violence in the streets. The streets aren't even going to be safe to come out in because the first day of this protest, man, nobody wanted to go out. Different companies had to straight up, call it a national holiday, close their offices. The banks didn't open, right? Even up till now, Seth, I even saw one of the banks I went to, they still had the gates locked up because of the fear of these protesters and looters just coming in. You have so many offices you even have places that got burned down because of the protest, right? And of course, let's not forget about the looting. Like I mentioned, some people shops got vandalized and everything got taken out because that's just realistic. Like I said, that's just the times that we're in right now. You have to realize, you have to come to terms with the fact that shit is just going to be wild from now on. That these are the times that we're in where all manner of hell just breaks loose and anything can happen at any time. We're in that. This is a we're in that it's like not post-apocalyptic, but pre-apocalyptic time period, which is basically where you start to see people just going crazy, right? Seditions everywhere, anarchy everywhere, looting and violence everywhere. It's already happening. You know, you hear a story about migrants coming into Babylon the Great and looting somewhere or robbing somewhere. You are seeing people walk into Walmart and walk out with the products that are in there. Walmart staff can't do anything. They can't stop them. You can't stop them. You don't even bother. Just let them go with whatever they've stolen. We are in those times right now, man. Shit has gotten wild out here. And funny enough, man, truth is stranger than fiction. Because if there was ever a movie where they ever showed you something like that, where people just walk into the store and walk out with it, through self checkout, the security sees them, the cashier see them, and nobody does anything. People will be saying like, that's unbelievable. What's this movie trying to show? Nobody's doing anything. That's not even going to possible. That can't even happen, but it's happening right before your eyes. Second Esdras 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. Right, and we're talking about where things can go to, because right now all you really have is just the protests, the uproars. The people are starting to voice their displeasure with this kingdom, and you see Jake, and it's mainly Jake, man. All these protests are primarily you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because Jake is the one that is going. Jake is the one that is going through it the most. Okay, and you two-thirds, and it's just basically how it is, because you already know what it is, right? Only the elect can actually get these truths, and the two-thirds are still trusting in this government, like I said, trusting in Egypt, right? Crying to Egypt about looking for justice, looking for, fair rule and to improve their current condition. But that is not how you get your current condition improved, because there is no rest for you in this kingdom, straight up, right? It's just going to keep on getting worse and worse from here. So buckle up, right? That's the message that the men of the Lord have for our people. Buckle up, because it gets worse. I haven't seen the worst of it yet. Right now, people are talking about how they wish they could go back 8 years ago to the one of the former president's time, and that's Goodluck Jonathan, when things were still reasonable. And during that time, during the Goodluck Jonathan time, they were talking about how they wish they could go back to when things are still reasonable, because things have gotten unreasonable during that Goodluck Jonathan time, but it was still manageable. And now things have gotten unreasonable beyond the point of it being manageable. And you're still going to get to a time where you would long for times like this, where there was at least some form of there was the way there was at least I don't even know what to say, but that's how it's just going to keep on happening. It's just going to keep on escalating and escalating and getting worse and worse. And hey, the violence hasn't even happened yet. The complete dissension, right? The complete anarchy hasn't come, but it will come. And these things eventually you're going to see it happening in Babylon the Great as well, right? Because I have a lot of or most of my viewers are mainly the Akim anyway, and they already know what I'm talking about. So let me just, so that's basically just that. But yeah, let me finish this up. Okay, I already read everything I wanted to read. I already read everything I wanted to read. So that was just a brief commentary, just going into the events of the things that are happening right now in Nigeria. And these protests are actually going out, and for the most part, right? It, that's just my thoughts, my 2 cents on what's going on. So with that, let me end the video right here. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai Basham Raka Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom. and through the Spirit, I hope you are come and you are caused, you are edified. Shalom.